All right, you guys. Salute everybody coming in here, man. Appreciate all of you guys. Um, Hopefully, if you guys have not subscribed to the podcast show, make sure y'all do so. At the end of this month, on the podcast show on the Patreon, we will be giving away a free 40-inch flat screen TV to one of our subscribers. So make sure if y'all haven't do that, y'all go do that. All it costs is $1. The paid subscribers will be the ones each month. Somebody is gonna win a gift. Also, appreciate everybody who been donating and supporting the channel. I want to shout out Javante, salute to you with the donation. Also, Charnel, I appreciate you in the Cash App. Also, Gabrielle, salute to you in the Cash App. Angel, I appreciate you. Scarlett, salute to you. All y'all's in the Cash App. And to the brother Gordon Holloway that was in the PayPal who came through with a $100 donation. Salute to you. Let's get right to it. Harvey Levin from TMZ is now on the docket. Harvey Levin from TMZ is now officially on the docket. Harvey Levin has now been sued by the same lawyer. Harvey Levin has now been served an official lawsuit from TMZ and TMZ. They have been hit with a mega lawsuit by the same lawyer that's suing, representing clients that's suing Diddy and other celebrities. And I'm going to tell y'all about it all right now. And I got the paperwork here to show y'all. Attorney Tyrone Blackburn has now filed a mega lawsuit against all the parties y'all see right here. Matter of fact, let me blow this up on your screen a little bit so y'all can see this. And y'all smash the like button, share the video as y'all come on in here. Salute to all of y'all that's in the building. Again, y'all make sure y'all smash the like button, share the video as y'all come on in here, man. As y'all see right there, Tyrone Blackburn has now filed the official lawsuit against TMZ, Fox Television Station, LLC, Fox Corporation, Harvey Levin, Charles G. Latter Boudier, and ABC Corporations 1 through 10. Again, Tyrone Blackburn has come out swinging. He has filed a mega lawsuit against TMZ, Fox Television Stations, LLC, Fox Corporation, Harvey Levin, who he runs TMZ individually, Harvey, Charles G. Latterboudier, and ABC Corporations 1 through 10. And we're going to get into this lawsuit, man, and I'm going to break down exactly what this lawsuit says and exactly what's going on. Because, boy, I tell y'all what, this lawsuit right here, I know Harvey Levin got to be surprised. Well, he probably ain't surprised because he probably was given a demand letter. You know, he probably was hit with a demand letter, didn't want to pay. So now the lawsuit was probably filed. That's normal process in the legal course. But let's get right into it. So Tyrone Blackburn, he filed this mega lawsuit against TMZ, its parent production companies, like I just told y'all. Now, this legal dispute, it stems from Tyrone Blackburn's high-profile involvement as the plaintiff's attorneys in various civil lawsuits against major music figures. Most notably, the music figures that he has been going after with his clients. And I'm talking about Tyrone Blackburn is Sean Diddy Combs, Joseph Cartagena, a.k.a. Fat Joe. And those are the most notable guys right now that they're saying in this report that he is going after now. Tyrone Blackburn is arguing that TMZ and its leadership engaged in a coordinated effort to destroy his professional reputation by broadcasting false, misleading, and highly damaging narratives about his legal practice and personal conduct. Now, this lawsuit focuses on several elements aired by the network, and we're going to talk about that right now, right? The Diddy documentary, right? The Diddy documentary coverage, right? Now, Tyrone Blackburn, he represents Rodney Lil Rod Jones and other accusers against Diddy, Sean Diddy Combs. In TMZ's documentary, The Downfall of Diddy, Harvey Levin explicitly stated on air that Tyrone Blackburn was under the microscope of a federal disciplinary committee in New York due to his aggressive courtroom tactics. Tyrone Blackburn contends that TMZ's presentation of these facts was sensationalized to paint him as a corrupt lawyer, right? Now, the Fat Joe litigation and arrest media as well is at stake in this legal filing. TMZ extensively covered a bitter legal war between Fat Joe and his former hype man Terrence T.A. Dixon, whom Tyrone Blackburn himself represents. Again, y'all smash the like button, share the videos, y'all come on in here. This one is crazy. When Fat Joe's legal team filed extortion and defamation claims against Tyrone Blackburn, TMZ heavily publicized the allegations more severely when Tyrone Blackburn was arrested in June of 2025 for allegedly hitting a process server with his car while evading service. TMZ continuously pushed the vehicular assault narrative, he claims. Tyrone Blackburn lawsuit highlights that TMZ acted as a megaphone for his opposing counsel, Joe Taco Pena, who used the platform to call Tyrone Blackburn a pathological liar and declare that his days are numbered. Also, the AI legal mistake reporting. TMZ, according to Tyrone Blackburn, ran multiple exclusive articles detailing how Tyrone Blackburn had been called out by federal judges for citing non-existent, fabricated case law in his briefs. TMZ published investigative updates showing that LexisNexis publicly denied Tyrone Blackburn was even an authorized user of their AI products. Tyrone Blackburn claims that this reporting crossed the line into torturous interference by actively alienating his prospective economic clients, right? So Tyrone Blackburn's lawsuit against TMZ has gained significant leverage following major updates in its parallel legal battles. The primary criminal narrative, right, propagated by TMZ is that Tyrone Blackburn had mowed down a 66-year-old process server, severely crumbled in court, right? So I'm going to give y'all the whole rundown in a second. So basically, the indictment against Tyrone Blackburn, remember he was indicted, it was dismissed. In May of 2026, a New York Supreme Court judge, Dale Fong Frederick, officially dismissed the initial assault indictment against Tyrone Blackburn after prosecutors failed to properly introduce evidence. So here we go again. This is the article right here, right? Right? That's the article right there. I'm going to show you all this stuff because it's up here today, right? And so that indictment, you guys, was, and I got the paperwork on that too. Hold on one second, you guys. I got the paperwork. Y'all know I got this paperwork, man. You know, paperwork, that's just what we do, man. I don't just come on here just talking. If I come on here, I'm going to come on here with that work. It ain't even going to be no question. Right? Hold on. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all right here. Put this on the screen. Yo, put that on the screen. Right now. Here we go right here. See, I'm finna show y'all paperwork. Y'all smash the like button because this thing gets crazy. It gets crazy around here, right? So as y'all see on y'all screen, yeah. Y'all smash the like button, share the video, y'all come on in here, man. This is an absolute breakdown right here of everything that's going on. So basically, this is what happened. Tyrone Blackburn, right? that situation with the process server, again, TMZ, according to Tyrone Blackburn, and they did it because we saw the reports, extensively covered a bitter legal war between him and Fat Joe and Fat Joe's former hype man, Terrence T.A. Dixon. Tyrone Blackburn was the lawyer for Terrence T.A. Dixon. Now, according to the reports, when Fat Joe's legal team was filed extortion and defamation claims against Tyrone Blackburn, TMZ heavily publicized the allegations, and more severely when Tyrone Blackburn was arrested in June of 2025 for allegedly hitting a process server with his car while evading space. TMZ continuously pushed the vehicular assault narrative. Tyrone Blackburn's lawsuit highlights that TMZ acted as a megaphone for his opposing counsel, Joe Taco Pena, who used the platform to call Tyrone Blackburn a pathological liar and declare that his days are numbered. Now, right? The article that he used to say that, the article Tyrone Blackburn used was this one right here. Yo, put that on the screen. This one right here. As y'all see right here. This one right here. Where TMZ reported these things, TMZ reported lawyers suing Fat Joe arrested for allegedly mowing down Fat Joe's process server, right? So basically what Tyrone Blackburn was trying to say is, oh, well, they was trying to use the media or use TMZ to gang up and make me look bad and defame my character and basically, destroy me. So he's just saying that TMZ basically was a mouthpiece. Like they used the media to conspire against him and make him, you understand what I'm saying? Basically tarnish his image and his reputation as a lawyer. So nobody basically will take him serious. That's more or less what he's trying to say, right? So then you have this right here. And this is, let me blow this up for you guys because y'all need to see this. It's important that y'all see paperwork. Not just somebody coming on here just talking and saying anything. Now, this is the Law Reporting Bureau right here, right? This is a Thomas J.K. New York State, right? State reporter. Now, this is the paperwork right here of the people of the state of New York versus Tyrone Blackburn, right? Now, if you guys can see right here, which y'all should be able to see, if y'all can see, this talks about that situation with that process server, which they allege that Tyrone Blackburn had mowed down, right, with his car, right? Now, if you can read through all of this, I'm just giving y'all the paperwork to read through, but if you go to the end, all the way to the end, it talks about the witness or alleged witnesses. It talks about all of these different things. And if you go down to the end, to the very end, you got to read this paper. See, this is why you read and get yourself in the paperwork. The conclusion, right here, the conclusion. Now let's read the conclusion, you guys. The conclusion. Let me blow this up a little bit more. I'll blow it up a little bit more for y'all. All right. Blow it up a little bit more. Right here. All right. It says the evidence presented by the people to the grand jury. Now, y'all reading this, right? When viewed in the light most favorable to the people, was sufficient to establish the offenses charged. However, improper cross-examination of the defendant impaired the integrity of the grand jury proceedings to such a degree that it may have resulted in prejudice, and the indictment cannot stand, even though otherwise sufficient. Accordingly, it is hereby ordered that the indictment is dismissed with leave to represent, right? This constitutes a decision in the order of the court. So that is what the judge ruled. The judge ruled that the indictment was dismissed against Tyrone Blackburn, right? So Tyrone Blackburn is saying, hold on, this indictment was dismissed, but you running this hit piece against me is what he's trying to say, right? Now, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I'm just putting this stuff on the screen, what he's saying and his part of the whole situation. Now, let's keep going, right? Now, next, right? So basically, right, a second grand jury reviewed that case. A second grand jury reviewed that case. And the second grand jury that reviewed that case and returned a no true bill, completing or completely refusing to reindict Tyrone Blackburn. So once the second, right, grand jury review happened, they said, nah, we ain't going to indict this guy. So all those charges and allegations dead. Read your screen. Let me blow this up. Hold on one second, y'all. Let me blow this up. See if I can blow it up for y'all. Hold on. See if I can blow this up. Now, as y'all can see right here, this is the other article right here. It says Reed Smith accused of malicious prosecution after Brooklyn indictment falls. Let me read it again. Reed Smith accused of malicious prosecution after Brooklyn indictment against opposing attorney falls short. Now, read the fine print right here. It says plaintiff Tyrone Blackburn is best known for representing Terrence T.A. Dixon, the former hype man for Fat Joe, in a dispute with the rapper. His 62-page complaint landed just days after a Brooklyn grand jury returned a no true bill regarding a criminal indictment in which Tyrone Blackburn was accused of hitting a private investigator with his car, right? So, this happened. Let's go down. Let's go down. As y'all see right here. A lawyer who's been scolded by several federal judges for inflammatory filing sued Reed Smith on Monday in New York State Court, alleging the firm and partner, I guess it says Ian Tereski, sent unlicensed private investigator to deliver a service on a lawsuit to create an altercation in the process to gain an advantage in a separate litigation saga. Let me repeat that again. This thing is wicked. What Tyrone Blackburn put out here, y'all. And that second indictment against him was dismissed. Let me read this again, because this is wicked right here, what he's saying. This is his side. This ain't the other side. Fat Joe and them, they got their side too, and so does Diddy and all these other people. But Tyrone Blackburn says, and this is what this report says, a lawyer who has been scolded by several federal judges for inflammatory filing sued Reed Smith on Monday in New York State Court, alleging that the firm and partner Ian Tereski sent an unlicensed private investigator to deliver service on a lawsuit and create an altercation in the process to gain advantage in a separate litigation filing saga. So he's saying that they sent somebody to that was unlicensed to set up this situation so that to make him look bad, to throw him off of this case. That's what Tyrone Blackburn is alleging. Y'all see that right there. That's in the news. I mean, it's in the news. So this ain't something I'm not just, it's on law.com. Y'all can go look this up. It's all right here. Y'all can go look this up yourselves. You ain't got to just take my word for it. It's right there. Now, right? The evidence, right, that he presented. I'm talking about Tyrone Blackburn. The evidence is diagnostic data pulled directly from Tyrone Blackburn's Mercedes-Benz. Let me repeat myself again. This is the craziest part, y'all. They pulled diagnostic data from Tyrone Blackburn, the lawyer's Mercedes-Benz. You know what that data confirmed, everybody that's listening to this video? The diagnostic data that was pulled from the Mercedes-Benz of the lawyer Tyrone Blackburn confirmed that no collision ever occurred on the day of that alleged incident, exposing the vehicular assault narrative as entirely manufactured. I never knew that Mercedes has a feature. I never knew Mercedes has a feature that in that Mercedes Benz, it can tell you whether or not a car had been in a crash at a certain day or time. That's crazy. I never knew this the whole time. Right? Matter of fact, let me look this up for y'all right now. Let me pull this up for y'all right now. Hold on. Let me pull this up for y'all. That's crazy. Hold on. Let's see. Let's pull this up. Let's pull this up for you guys. Right? Yes, it does. Wow. Unbelievable stuff, man. Unbelievable stuff. I'm about to show y'all this. Just give me 1 second. Wow. Here it is right here. Booyah. It does. This is wild, bro. This is crazy. Hold on. Did I put this one out? Let me put this one out for y'all. This is wild right here, you guys. Unbelievable. I can't believe. And I never thought that Mercedes had this type of feature. They have it. And this is the information on the feature. You can go right to the Mercedes-Benz website, and it's right there. Mercedes-Benz has a feature on their car that spots when and whether a collision ever happened. Right? So it says, suppose a collision is detected on the locked vehicle when the towaway alarm is switched on and the collision detection is switched on. It says, in that case, when the vehicle is switched on, you'll receive the message to the multimedia system, right? So it does have it. It does have it, right? Listen. So it has that feature. That's crazy, bro. So Tyrone Blackburn, according to the reports, used the proof from the Mercedes-Benz. They got the diagnostic data from Mercedes-Benz. Bro, this is crazy. They got the diagnostic data to prove that he was never in any collision. That's wild, man. Now, getting beyond that, right? So, with the criminal charges fully resolved in his favor, Tyrone Blackburn has now went in on TMZ and filed this lawsuit, mega lawsuit against TMZ, right? And he put defamation claims because he is holding them, what he's saying, accountable for the damage done to his practice, because he's alleging that they did this, right? And I'm finna show y'all. I got the paperwork right here. I know what we do. We got that work. We got that work right here. Let's look at this work right here. I know we got that work. Got that work right here for y'all. Let's start right here. Plaintiff designate King County as the place of trial, right? And so as y'all see right here, he says TMZ, one of the most powerful celebrity news platforms in the United States, gave its national broadcast platform, its editorial credibility, and its audience of millions to opposing counsel in a pending federal civil case so that he could brand the lawyer suing his client a violent felon. On June the 25th, 2025, the day plaintiff Tyrone A. Blackburn, a licensed New York and New Jersey attorney who represents survivors of sexual assault, employees, and victims of medical malpractice, was arrested in Kings County, New York. TMZ put Joseph Tacopina on TMZ live and let him say on national television that the plaintiff took his car and ran into a 66-year-old process server. Tacopina was not a neutral observer. Tacopina was the plaintiff's direct adversary in the federal civil case in which the plaintiff represented the man suing Tacopina's client, the rapper Joseph Cartagena, professionally known as Fat Joe. TMZ knew it. TMZ did not tell its viewers. Damn. He goes on. He says, number two, he says the two hosts who conducted the on-air interview of Tacopina were defendant Charles G. Latiboudiere, the executive producer of TMZ, and the co-host of TMZ Live, and defendant, and we'll get to the next page in 1 second, right? We'll get to the next page in 1 second. Let's go right here. Go to the next page. Harvey Levin, founder of TMZ, the on-air host of TMZ Live, and presently licensed, right? Licensed California attorney, California bar number 66577, who by his own choice, now you guys got to know Harvey Levin's a lawyer. So he's saying this dude's a lawyer and he still did this. He says by his own choice reactivated his bar license to active status on November the 19th, 2024, 7 months and 6 days before the broadcast. Levin has built his public persona, his TV career, and TMZ itself around the proposition that he is a lawyer who knows the law. The other guy, Charles, I'm going to say Charles because I can't pronounce his last name, framed the lead-in question to Tacopina around the qualifier allegedly. This twist of him allegedly driving over your process server, confirming in defendant's own contemporaneous on-air editorial choice that as the moment of the broadcast, the accusation against the plaintiff was unproven and remained alleged. Harvey Levin, the licensed attorney co-host, immediately took the handoff and asked on camera, on air, how'd that go down? Tacopina answered Charles's qualifier bearing question by expressly directing the defendants and defendants' national audience to take allegedly out of that question, end quote. Neither Charles nor Harvey restored the qualifier. Neither interrupted. Neither challenged. Neither disclosed Tacopina's adversarial role, as opposing counsel in active federal civil litigation against the plaintiff. Neither sought any comment from the plaintiff. Both hosts then proceeded to do an interview of Tacopina as if his unqualified accusation that the plaintiff took his car and ran into a 66-year-old man were established facts. Levin asking, how is he? And Charles asking, he's going to be okay? Thereby ratifying on air in their own voices the very accusation that Joe Tacopina had just instructed them to broadcast without qualification. As presently as presently licensed lawyer, Harvey Levin, knew on June the 25th, 2025, exactly what the word allegedly means in a pending criminal matter, exactly what the presumption of innocence requires, and exactly what it means to broadcast as established fact an unproven accusation that a member of the bar committed a violent felony. The disconnect between what TMZ's editorial process required and what TMZ in fact broadcast is direct documentary evidence drawn from TMZ's own contemporaneous publications that TMZ knew the allegation was unproven. TMZ's own editorial staff used the word allegedly in the headline of the very article that promoted the broadcast. Quote unquote, lawyers suing Fat Joe arrested for allegedly mowing down Joe's process server. TMZ's own co-host Charles used the word allegedly in his lead question on the air, while attorney host Harvey Levin sat next to him and let the qualifier stand. By using the qualifier in writing on air, TMZ admitted in his own documentary record that the accusation was unproven. TMZ then permitted the qualifier to be stripped on air, broadcast the stripped version to a national audience, and republished it across every platform TMZ controls. That is not journalism. That is deliberate publication of a known unproven accusation as established fact. And y'all smash the like button as y'all come in here. If y'all ain't subscribed to the channel, subscribe and share the video. After the broadcast, TMZ did not stop. TMZ republished the segment and accusation across the digital platforms TMZ controls. The TMZ.com website, the at TMZ_TV Instagram account, the 16 plus million followers. The post identified the plaintiff by full name through hashtag Tyrone Blackburn and drew more than 3,000 likes and 243 public comments, including a direct physical threat against the plaintiff and calls for dismissal of all his cases. The TMZ Facebook page, the TMZ YouTube channel, and the TMZ TikTok account, each republication reached a new audience by a new mode of distribution. Each is an independent, tortious publication under New York's adherence to the multiple publication rule for distinct editions and distinct platforms. Third-party media outlets cited TMZ as the source and repeated the accusation throughout the national and international media ecosystem, including NBC News, Billboard, The Independent, Yahoo Entertainment, AOL, the ABA Journal, Hot 97, Hip Hop Wired, The Christian Post, All Hip Hop, WBLS, The Source Magazine, Digital Music News, Academics TV, and Hip Hop, Hot New Hip Hop. The mass downstream dissemination of TMZ's accusation was the natural, probable, and intended consequence of TMZ's broadcast. It goes on. Y'all hit the like button as y'all come on in and share this video. On December the 3rd, 2025, plaintiff personally placed TMZ on direct written notice by Apple iMessage to TMZ reporter Jacob, who was conveying messages to my editors that the mowed down story was, in the plaintiff's words, intentionally and knowingly misleading, that TMZ cannot claim ignorance when they are being warned that what they are about to publish is false, and that the source of TMZ's broadcast would lead them straight to litigation. Jacob acknowledged the warning in writing and stated that he was passing all of your messages to my editors. TMZ did not retract. TMZ did not correct. TMZ did not publish the plaintiff's denial. TMZ did not investigate. TMZ continued to publish. On May the 26th, 2026, Acting Justice Dale Fung Frederick of the Supreme Court of the State of New York, Kings County, dismissed the indictment underlying the broadcast, The People versus Tyrone Blackburn, holding a comprehensive review of the grand jury record that the prosecution's conduct undermined their duty of a fair dealing and may have impaired the legal grand jury's fact-finding process, that the people's cross-examination of plaintiff was improper, and that the prosecution misled the grand jury on the law of the service of process, characterized plaintiff as having struck the process server when the plaintiff had repeatedly denied doing so, introduced hearsay about unsubstantiated attorney misconduct allegations against the plaintiff as if those allegations were established facts, and failed to obtain and present exculpatory evidence specifically requested by the grand jurors, including the black box vehicle data and email evidence. On June the 22nd, 2026, the Kings County District Attorney represented the matter to a new and independent grand jury. That grand jury returned a no true bill, declining to indict the plaintiff Tyrone Blackburn on any charge arising from May 12, 2025 incident. The very factual proposition that TMZ broadcast to the nation as established, unqualified truth, the plaintiff deliberately, intentionally, and unlawfully drove a vehicle into a 66-year-old man has now been rejected in every legal tribunal that has examined it. As of the date of filing of this complaint, TMZ has published no correction, no retraction, and no clarification. The defamatory broadcasts and articles remain publicly available on TMZ's platforms. The truth matters. Lies have consequences. TMZ sold a false story of a violent attorney felon to a national audience in order to serve its own commercial purposes, ratings, click, sponsorship dollars, and the privileged access to celebrity litigation, positioning that TMZ has built into a Fox Corporation franchise, severely injuring plaintiff in the process. If this case does not rise to the level of defamation by a broadcaster, then nothing does. Plaintiff brings that this lawsuit in the Supreme Court of the State of New York, Kings County, the county of the plaintiff's residence, and the principal locus of the plaintiff's reputational injury, to set the record straight, to vindicate his rights, and to recover damages for the devastating reputational, professional, financial, and personal harm done to him by TMZ and the Fox Corporation entities that own, operate, and profit from it. This action is timely commenced within 1 year statute of limitations for defamation prescribed by CPLR 2153, measured from the June 25th, 2025 broadcast and from each subsequent independent republication and continuing publication pleaded herein, and the alternative where Delaware substantive law to apply. This action would likewise be timely under Delaware's 2 year limitations period for defamations. C 10 Delaware C 8121. Man, oh man, oh man. And I'm going to tell y'all something. This is how bad it is, in my opinion. It's bad. And I'm going to say this to all of y'all. It's funny to me how TMZ, they report on things they want to report on. But you know one thing that I noticed, you guys? You know one thing I noticed? And I'm going to say this to everybody listening to this video, because I noticed this. And it stuck out to me. It never left me. Y'all know something? TMZ's Harvey Levin name was mentioned in the Epstein files. Yeah. Harvey Levin from TMZ has not issued any personal statement or direct response regarding his own name appearing in those unsealed Jeffrey Epstein documents. Harvey Levin's name emerged, for you guys who don't know, in a batch of official emails and documents connected to the late financier Jeffrey Epstein. It is important to notice that Harvey Levin is not accused of any crimes or misconduct or being a client of Epstein's illicit operation. Instead, Harvey Levin's name appears as a third-party context, the PR strategy email. The document is a 2011 email that was sent to Jeffrey Epstein by crisis communications consultant, a man by the name of Mike Citrick. Now, in that text, Mike Citrick refers to Harvey Levin as a quote-unquote good friend who runs TMZ. Mike Citrick suggested pitching a story to Harvey Levin to get favorable press coverage or to damage the credibility of those opposing them, specifically mentioning the Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson. Harvey Levin from TMZ has maintained a strict public silence on that personal mention. However, his platform, TMZ, has continued to cover updates regarding broader Epstein files, including analyzing documents dropped by the House Oversight Committee and discussing how the fallout affects figures like President Donald J. Trump. On his Two Angry Men podcast, Harvey Levin even explicitly broke down the legal realities of the files and scrutinized the Department of Justice's handling of the highly speculated client list. But Harvey Levin's name was mentioned in those files. In that email, Harvey Levin never spoke about that. I always found that to be very interesting. How Harvey Levin ain't never speak on his, and everybody talked about that. A lot of people talked about that. They was like, why this guy ain't speak about his own name popping up in there? You gonna talk about everybody else, but you ain't gonna talk about your own name popping up in them files? And what they was saying in that email? You ain't gonna talk about that, dog? That always struck me. Smash the like button as y'all come on in. Share the video, like the video. Share the video, like the video as y'all come on in. Right? Share the video, like the video as y'all come on in. Salute to all y'all that's gonna come in the building. Oh yeah. So I always wondered about that, right? Why Harvey never talked about that part, right? That stood out to me at all times. And it's never going to stop standing out to me, right? It's not going to stop standing out to me, right? And I'm just being honest with you guys, telling y'all the truth about all these situations, because that's what I come on YouTube and do, right? Now, tell y'all something. Let's talk about this guy, Donald J. Trump. Donald J. Trump's administration was legally required to release all of that Jeffrey Epstein files, all of them. But the law contained, right, loopholes in which Donald Trump's Department of Justice used. Oh yeah, Donald Trump's Department of Justice used loopholes to withhold millions of pages from the Epstein files. That's right. See, Donald Trump, he signed the Bipartisan Epstein Files Transparency Act. They call it the EFTA. And he signed that back in November of 2025. Now, that statute mandated that the Attorney General at that time publicly release all unclassified records, communications, and investigative materials related to Jeffrey Epstein within 30 days. However, Donald Trump's administration bypassed a full disclosure, right, through specific legal mechanisms, right? Statutory exemptions. They use loopholes to not release like almost 3 million files. So the EFTA text explicitly allowed the Department of Justice to withhold information to protect alleged victim privacy and avoid jeopardizing, quote unquote, active federal investigations, end quote. The Trump administration heavily leaned on these expectations, utilizing them to keep over 3 million pages sealed and to black out extensive portions of the 3.5 million pages they never published. The law required the Department of Justice to submit a detailed written justification to Congress for every single blackout. But instead of doing this, Donald Trump's Department of Justice issued a single blanket statement claiming that their redactions generally align with the law. They did not provide the line-by-line justification that the statute demanded. The Department of Justice for Donald Trump withheld a massive volume of documents by citing, quote-unquote, attorney-client privilege and the need to, quote-unquote, protect internal department deliberations, end quote. This provoked a major backlash, you guys, from the bill's authors because the EFTA, right, specifically states that the files cannot be withheld over reputational harm, embarrassment, or political sensitivity. Now, because Donald Trump's administration used these tactics to restrict the release, I told y'all last night about that federal judge, Emmett Sullivan. He officially ruled that the Department of Justice violated the very law that President Donald Trump himself signed. And Judge Sullivan noted that the administration missed the statutory deadline by over 6 months and ordered them to immediately produce the missing information. Are you not listening to me? You don't believe me? Put it on the screen. Yo, put it on the screen. Yeah, no, that one right there. Yeah. Todd Blanche. Oh, y'all know I get surgical with this thing. You know I get surgical with this thing. Smash the like button. I don't know why y'all don't subscribe. I give y'all the best information out here. Period. Todd Blanche conceded violating the law on the Epstein files. The judge finds Donald Trump, he hired and put Todd Blanche in that position. This is Donald Trump's pick. Oh, this thing fitting to get deep now. It's fitting to get deep now. I know y'all don't want, I know y'all don't want to get deep like this. I know you don't want to get deep like this, y'all. We got to get deep, deeper and deeper. Let's read this real quick. Show y'all what it say. It's crazy. The Justice Department has effectively conceded it is violating the law. Let me repeat myself again. See, they can't come in here and say, hey, Ticket, man, I'm telling you, man, you're making this stuff. No. Donald Trump's own Department of Justice, right? These are the people he appointed. He appointed Todd Blanche. He fired old girl and moved her out the way so he could slide her out the way from being put up there in front of the committee to speak about the Epstein files. He put Todd Blanche in there at the last second. Y'all already know what happened. The Justice Department has effectively conceded that it is violating the law Congress passed on last November requiring public release of the vast majority of records related to the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, a federal judge declared on Thursday. Y'all really want to do this? U.S. District Judge Emmett Sullivan and Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche essentially U.S. District Judge Emmett Sullivan said that Active Attorney General Todd Blanche essentially admitted the violations by failing to address allegations from independent journalist Katie Fang in a lawsuit seeking broader access to those records, including allegations against, let me outline this right here, President Donald Trump. You mean to tell me they got more allegations against the President of the United States, Donald Trump, and these Epstein files, and they're not showing y'all? They want to hide these ones. Why is that? Why aren't they showing them? You got to ask this question. Once again, we already saw the other ones that they've already released. Why they ain't showing these ones? If you release the other ones, what's going to be the harm of releasing these other ones? Oh, are these other ones worse than the other ones? Let's keep going. The Attorney General does not respond substantially to any of these arguments. Sullivan, an appointee of President Bill Clinton, wrote in the opinion. The Attorney General has conceded that he is in a violation of the act. So Donald Trump's, his own pick, is saying, yeah, I did violate it. I violated. I didn't release all the files. Sullivan also issued a preliminary injunction that gives Blanche 1 week to release certain names and other information redacted from the Department of Justice from the millions of pages of the Epstein files, or provide a more detailed explanation for why you withheld them. Right? Records subject to Sullivan's order include notes of FBI interviews with a woman who has alleged that in the 1980s she was about 1-3, you see, right there. Y'all can read. Years old. Epstein introduced her to Donald Trump, who in turn assaulted her. See, y'all gonna come on now. Don't get quiet in the comment section. I don't need y'all to be quiet in the comment section. I need y'all to turn up. Smash the like button, share the video now. Come on now. It also covers identities of email correspondence with Epstein and 8 exchanges regarding read this word. Read these 2 words right here. A bleep video and sexual activity with, read this right here, MINORSs. Come on now. The names of the co-defendants in a draft indictment. Indictment, y'all. That means that they covered up the names of the other people that were in that federal indictment along with Jeffrey Epstein. Why did they cover up the other names of the co-conspirators with Jeffrey Epstein? Why wouldn't they release that to the world? You know what I think? I think they won't release it to the world because whose name is on the co-conspirator list? Whose name? And then the questions would be, why were they never prosecuted? Why were they never prosecuted with Jeffrey Epstein? Why was Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, out of all these years, the only 2 people that felt prosecution? If they had all these other co-conspirators on a draft indictment that they were going to release. Why? Ask yourself that question. Let's keep going. Right? It says it also covers the identity of email correspondence with Epstein and 8 exchanges regarding a video and sexual activity with minors. the names of co-defendants in a draft indictment, as well as the identity of potential co-conspirators and the identities of Department of Justice officials who exchanged messages about them and quote-unquote foreign language materials that the Department of Justice says reviewers lack the skills to translate and assess for potential redactions. Donald Trump's officials, his Department of Justice officials, have emphasized that these files contain unverified and uncorroborated allegations that are not normally made public by federal law enforcement. Politico has not independently verified the allegations in these files. The Justice Department also said in a statement in January that the records include unfounded and false claims about Donald Trump. Lord have mercy, man. You can't make this up, man. President of the United States of America, man. President of the United States of America, man. However, the Epstein Files Transparency Act, passed by Congress last year and signed begrudgingly by Donald Trump after he initially urged lawmakers to reject it, forced the department's hand, leaving few exceptions, I should say, primarily aimed at protecting victims' identities. Blanche has acknowledged some redaction errors, but said they were inevitable given the timeline Congress gave the Department of Justice to assemble and disclose the files. Blanche has served as the acting head of the Justice Department since April, when Trump fired Attorney General Pam Bondi earlier this month. Trump nominated Blanche for Attorney General job. His confirmation hearing is set for next month. Right? Boy, this thing is wicked. Now you got to ask yourself, everybody listen to this video, ask yourself a question. Ask yourself a real question, y'all. What is the purpose of them not releasing those files? It's almost 3 million files and people's names that haven't even been released to y'all. The world should know this. Shouldn't all the citizens know who else was alleged co-conspirators? Who else name was on, right, the indictment list to go along with Jeffrey Epstein? Shouldn't we know? I think so. We asked for full transparency. I thought they said they was going to drain the swamp. I guess not. But it's going to get drained by a hook or by a crook, baby. You better believe that. Oh, you better believe that. Let's talk about this situation with Genuine. It's Genuine. He's getting a lot of backlash online. I don't know why Genuine's get this much backlash, but he is, man. You know, Genuine, his engagement, right, to an alleged 28-year-old Latin hot tamale realtor has set the internet on fire. And I want to talk about this. So the legend in the game, Genuine, you guys, legend in the game, Genuine, right? He is getting married to a much younger woman, and the internet has strong opinions about his engagement. Now, he's 55 years old. He's engaged to a woman that's 28, right? Named Jeanette Iscardin, according to TMZ. She is a realtor in Miami, right? She confirmed the happy news to the outlet, revealing that Genuine proposed to her in Washington, D.C. several weeks ago. Following the proposal, the couple is very happy and in love, per TMZ. The bride-to-be also told TMZ that she met Genuine in South Florida, right? However, she did not provide their future wedding date or any plans thus far. And he is getting cooked over this. They spent Christmas together, according to the reports, last year. And she shared a few photos of the occasion on Instagram. The photos show them posing in front of a Christmas tree, right? And Genuine was spotted sporting a baseball hat, a t-shirt, and the pics while his lady wore a white ensemble and they were all smiles, right? And so he's getting criticism because of this, right? Now it says that the duo reportedly kept this romance a secret until recently. And predictably, the internet reacted, right? So a lot of people was getting on him about, dating a woman that was close to his daughter's age. Genuine has a 25-year-old daughter. And a lot of people was going in on him. They was going in, bro. You know what I'm saying? People are very judgmental in this situation about Genuine. A lot of people was going in saying, well, why you didn't marry a black woman? Here's the thing. I want to say something about that, too. I don't understand why people always try and control who you marry, what race about what you marry. Like, think about this, y'all. People always want to pick your bride or pick your husband for you. If you're a woman, they want to pick your husband. You ain't got to live with that person. You don't got to live with that person. I'm tired of people trying to tell somebody else, hey, man, well, you need, bro, this is an old head right here. This man can do what he want to do as far as whatever race he want to date. They always try and control you and put you in a box to who you can date and who you can't date. You can date whoever the hell you want to date. Hey, you're a grown man. You're grown. You can't nobody tell you, hey, you need to date this black woman, or you need to date this Chinese woman, or you need to date this. Well, what do you mean? You date who makes you happy in life, whatever race they may be. And I don't understand why so many people have an issue with that as well. I'm talking about they are heated about that, right? Don't y'all know that all two black couples ain't gonna always be happy together? You have people it's gonna be black and black relationships. That's a beautiful thing, right? But here's the thing: a lot of the people who be saying, "Hey man, y'all need to be doing," these motherfuckers ain't even married themselves. Show me the black woman they married to, got 3-4 kids with, and living happily ever after with. They not. They just telling these people this shit. Yeah, man, you gotta be black. You gotta be black. This is the same shit Umar Johnson do. Umar Johnson tell every nigga in America, you gotta date a sister. That nigga ain't even married. And his own daughter's out here putting dirt on his name. That's the part I don't understand. If you ain't got your shit in order, how can you sit out here and talk about somebody else's relationships? And the fact that nobody asked him these questions, that bothers me. Like, anybody who do an interview with this nigga say, hey, hold on, man. Bro, what about your relationship, nigga? Why you ain't married? Why you ain't married and stable and you be on the internet calling another black woman fishy stinky and all this other stuff. So you sit up here and you disparage them too. You disparage that one black woman. You called her the throat goat and all this other stuff. Man, ain't nobody trying to hear that. You sit up here and you're judgmental about all these people's relationships. And nigga, you ain't even married no black woman and been married to her. You are a statistic, my nigga. Period. You a statistic, bruh. A statistic. What do I mean? You are a baby daddy, nigga. That's it. You a baby daddy. But this what they do. This what they do. I'm being real with y'all. Don't nobody ever ask these questions. Y'all be letting these people come on here and tell y'all all this shit, and they don't even ever have to ask these questions. And guess what? You think they ain't never slang D to none of these exotic looking chicks on the low though? Come on, man. Stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with me, man. That's why I be saying the stuff I be saying, man. It's just my thoughts. That's just my thoughts. Well, for people to be playing a race game, man, come on, bro. That shit is crazy to me, man. Let's talk about y'all boy. You crank that Soldier Boy. You crank that Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy. Hey, yo, Soldier Boy, that's a funny cat, man. If you ever watch Soldier Boy, y'all, Soldier Boy is a hilarious guy, man. He is a hilarious guy. And let's talk about him. Let me blow this up. So, Soldier Boy, you guys, well, I'll just leave it like this. Soldier Boy, back in April of last year, you guys, uh, he faced a civil lawsuit. I don't know if you guys remember this. So a California jury found him liable for sexual battery, assault, gender violence, and intentional infliction of emotional distress regarding his treatment of an unnamed woman who worked as his personal assistant and romantic partner. Now the jury awarded this woman who filed an anonymous suit as a Jane Doe $4 million in compensatory damages and an additional $250,000 in punitive damages. Now, the extensive allegations brought against him included that he allegedly repeated instances of R-word and sexual battery, including claims that he sexually assaulted her multiple times daily. Also, she alleged in the court that he brutally punched her in the head at least 10 times, 10 separate occasions, as well as kicking, punching, and body slamming her. Also, she alleged that an attack in August of 2020 that caused her temporarily to lose consciousness, as well as another instance where she was beaten so severely that she thought she was going to die. Also, she claimed that he forced her to remain against her will, false imprisonment, including one instance where she alleged he locked her in a room with no hot water for 3 days to coerce her into not leaving. She also accused him of wage theft, said that he paid her $500 a week for cleaning and doing personal assistant tasks, but never actually compensated her. And she claimed that he texted her violent messages such as "I hope you die slow," threatening her with a gun and threatening to have her unalived. Now, although a jury found him liable for sexual battery, assault, and emotional distress, he was cleared of specific charges regarding false imprisonment and constructive discharge, He's consistently denied these allegations, claiming that the relationship was entirely consensual. And his legal team stated they plan to pursue appeals and post-trial remedies, But Soldier Boy, according to this report y'all see right here, his $4 million judgment has continued to grow as interest adds more than $1,000 per day, you guys. Let me repeat this again, per day. So it says that Soldier Boy's multi-million-dollar legal debt is only getting more expensive. According to TMZ, the rapper now owes an additional $1,165 in interest every day as nearly $4 million judgment against him continues to go unpaid. The court documents reportedly show the balance is steadily increasing. Meanwhile, his former assistant and girlfriend continues efforts to collect what she's owed. The judgment stemmed from that civil suit. As I told y'all, man, this is wild, bro. So it says unless the debt is paid or otherwise resolved, the amount Soldier Boy owes will continue climbing by more than $1,000 every day. Imagine this: you're not paying that, and they add $1,000 onto that shit every day. That's crazy. And to the woman who said, "Oh, this doesn't sound like a money grab," Cap, you must not watch Soldier Boy on social media. you must not have watched the trial. You must not have watched the trial, man. So I know you guys to be talking to, and I'm talking to you, Christio, in the comment section. I know you didn't watch the trial. I know you didn't watch the trial. I know you didn't watch the trial. Period. Right? Because the woman, she showed several photos. See, this is what happens when you get people that come on here capping and stuff like this and don't know what they're talking about. They just come on YouTube. I think it's a money grab. No, it ain't no iffy. Ain't no money grab. The woman, the jury, they were shown several photos of severe bruises on the woman's body. She testified that she had texted these images directly to Soldier Boy's manager, Michael, Miami, Mike or Michael Sykes, however you want to call it, out of desperation because she said that he kept hitting her and wouldn't stop, Also, she produced text messages threads containing demeaning language, threats of physical violence, and death threats sent by Soulja Boy to her. The text exchange between the woman and Soulja Boy's manager as well were also shown to the jury to prove that the management was made aware of that abuse. Right? What are you talking about? Also, evidence of his highlighted history. Remember the old situation with the old girl? I forgot the old girlfriend's name. The old girlfriend made the same allegations. But anyways, they presented evidence highlighting his violent history, noting that this is similar to his 2023 civil case where another woman by the name of Kayla Myers successfully won a judgment against him as well for assault and battery. So I don't know what you're talking about saying, I don't know. What do you mean? So you just come on YouTube. This is what happened. People just come on YouTube. I don't know. It sounds like a money grab. You ain't even look. You have to look at this stuff. You have to give people an opportunity to see, yo, did they present evidence? What they see? Before you say this about people. Y'all just come on here taking celebrity sides all the time. Now, if they right, I don't have a problem taking their sides. But if somebody come out and show evidence, what are we talking about? This went to court. So, like I said before, I see you in the comments, but come on, baby. Like, that's wrong. And this, y'all do this on a regular basis. Why do you think she won a $4 million judgment in court? She won. So we're not talking about some she lost. She won in court. Multiple women now have won judgments against him. Right? But you just came in here and said that. You said, I don't know about this one. It sounds like I'm just telling you that she's already won. She won $4 million. She showed all this stuff in court. So that's why I said that to you. Now let's talk about Slim Shady, Eminem. Eminem has reportedly taken a huge loss, right? As he loses a Slim Shady lawsuit, and he's ordered to cough up the lawyer fees for this thing, man. And according to the reports, it says Eminem loses his trademark battle with an Australian beach brand and gets ordered to pay their legal costs and has until the 22nd of this month to appeal. Now, Eminem lost, it says, a trademark battle in Australia that he probably didn't see coming, and the consequences are real, they said. They said on July the 1st, trademark adjudicator Benjamin Goldsworthy ruled that the rapper's decade-old shady trademarks won't protect him from a Sydney Beach brand called Slim Shady, which means the company can keep selling its umbrellas, towels, and swim bags without legal interference. The decision essentially narrowed Eminem's trademark protection to exclude clothing and merchandise categories, leaving a massive gap in his brand defense strategy. Eminem held trademarks on Shady and Shady Limited in Australia since 2002, but Goldsworthy found that he never actually used those marks on clothing, bags, footwear, or related merchandise during the relevant period. The evidence showed only 3 customer purchases of Eminem merchandise in Australia for the entire time frame being examined. That's not a business presence. That's barely a footprint, right? The adjudicator specifically noted that Eminem did not exercise actual control over merchandise sales in Australia, which became the fatal flaw in his legal position. Slim Shady founders Jeremy Scott and Elizabeth Afrikoff launched their company in December of 2024, selling beach-focused products unrelated to hip-hop culture. They weren't trying to capitalize on Eminem's brand. They were just 2 entrepreneurs with a beach umbrella idea that happened to use a name that rhymed with his famous alter ego. Scott and Afrikoff released a statement saying, Elizabeth and I are delighted with today's decision. We're grateful for the careful consideration the delegate has given to the evidence, and we're extremely pleased with the outcome. Eminem's legal team has been ordered to cover the Slim Shady legal costs, and he's got until July the 22nd to file an appeal if he wants to keep fighting. Meanwhile, Eminem remains locked in a separate trademark dispute with Real Housewife of Potomac stars Robin Dixon and Giselle Bryant over their Reasonably Shady podcast, a case that's stretching into 2027 with no end in sight. Damn, so Eminem is out here in these streets. I didn't even know Eminem had all this type of litigation and stuff going on out here. I never knew that. I never knew Eminem had all this stuff going on. That's wild, man. So he took a loss. Well, he got until July 22nd to appeal, and I'm gonna follow this report to see if he appeals, if he doesn't repeals, or what happens. We're going to, we're going to check that for you guys as well. I'm gonna make sure I check that for y'all to stay on top of. I want to stay on top of that right there for everybody, right? Hold on one second, you guys. Hold on one second. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah. So I'm gonna follow up on this story right here. I think this is a very important story to follow up on. I think this is something that, hey man, it's real. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that we are definitely gonna hop on this channel right here. I think it's something that's very necessary. Hold on one second, you guys, because I want to show y'all something else. But I damn sure did not know that Eminem was all in the news for all of these different things, bro. I didn't even know all this stuff was going on. He out here hitting people in the head for his stuff. He not playing about his. Eminem definitely ain't playing. Let me see. And so, but he lost. So he got hit with he got to pay these people. I don't know how much the money is. It must be some real type of cheese. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. It must be some real type of cheese. And let me see something. I'm going to put this right here. Hold on, you guys. And I think that it's going to be on something. I think it's going to be on something. Now let's get into this. This is the Young Miami situation, you guys. And Young Miami have been getting heavily criticized. Let me repeat myself. Young Miami have been getting heavily criticized for that new hit song she got within the black community. People ain't going for it. A lot of people been dancing to it all this stuff, but a lot of people ain't going for it. Even India Arie came out going in, calling out the song, calling out what it represents, what it's teaching, the type of message that it's sending. And, a lot of people have agreed with her online. A lot of people, surprisingly, have agreed that it's degenerative music and that, it's low vibration and it brings nothing, to it brings nothing good to people at all. You know what I'm saying? They're saying basically she promotes every negative stereotype in the black community, right? And they're saying that, hey, it's not right that you out here pushing and promoting that type of message when you talking about boosting, stealing. And then, like I said, so you already had a set of girls who had, and it wasn't Miami's fault that they stole, but they had stole something and then posted those bags while singing her song on the internet, and then they end up getting jammed up. They got caught because of that. And so a lot of people are talking about that situation within itself, right? So now Trick Daddy don't come out. And Trick Daddy red hot. Trick Daddy red hot that people are criticizing Young Miami. Trick Daddy is upset that they're criticizing Young Miami and that we've all been criticizing Young Miami on that. He's upset that people criticize Young Miami for standing on with Diddy. When, first of all, you have to look at every single thing Diddy was accused of. Look at all the things you've seen with Diddy. So I don't know how you could be upset that people were standing, against her when she was standing with a nigga who did what he did to Cassie on tape. But Trick Daddy, he've come out, and that nigga don't went out. He don't came out swinging. And I'm gonna let y'all hear what Trick Daddy had to say. Trick Daddy ain't happy about this shit, and let's get into it.
I deleted the last live. And I had some more shit to say.
Hold on, let me check something real quick, you guys. I want to make sure that y'all hear this loud and clear. Yeah, we'll go. I want to make sure y'all hear this loud and clear.
I deleted the last live. And I had some more shit to say. I got some more shit to say. I deleted the last live. I'm coming back. Well, I got more shit to say. More people come in the room. I got more shit to say. again, shout out to Young Miami. Got the hottest record in the fucking world. Not just the country. The hottest record in the world. They singing this shit in China, in Russia, Ethiopia, goddammit. Shout out to Young Miami. One of the baddest shit, the finest little shit in the game right now. You bad body old bitches, not one fuck to be giving how you feel about this young girl and her son. All the negative music that come out, you want to simply try to target a young black female that's doing something positive, that's in her bag right now. You talked about her bag when she put out certain singles. You talked about her over and over again with situations with who the nigga she was dealing with. Everything y'all get on this fucking internet and act like y'all life is all peaches and cream. But I know you old bad breath smelling ass bitches. I know you bitches. I know you. I know you mad. I know you hoes is mad and you jealous. You look at that young fine girl on that stage rocking these clubs each and every night. These appearances, these hosts. She dropping her hottest single out there. Young Miami, you better not let these old ragla ass bitches deter nothing you trying to do. That's why I don't fuck you old bitches.
See, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't like how Trick Daddy came at India Arie. I don't respect that because India Arie, she's an OG in the game. India Arie, she didn't come out with no violative type of language towards them. India Arie kept it respectful in her commentary. But for Trick Daddy to kind of say it like that, that ain't right. That ain't right to approach your sister like that. If you had a disagreement with India Arie, it's a different way he could have came out and said that. But to say it the way he said it, that ain't right though, because she ain't come at her like that. She didn't come and call Young Miami a skank, nasty, all this other stuff. She ain't do that. She said what she said elegantly, period, right? And I'm just telling y'all what it is, right? She said what she said elegantly, right? People got a problem with Young Miami is promoting it. People got a problem with a lot of these cats are promoting. A lot of these cats are promoting death, violence, scamming, all this other type of stuff, right? Which has a negative impact on our low vibrational community. Why? Because we don't have deep thinkers anymore, period. And these are all facts, right? People are just listening. Bro, how many times people told y'all, even with, they was mad at Gucci Mane. They're mad at Gucci Mane for snitching because a lot of these people say, man, I grew up listening to Gucci. I was sliding, riding, and committing all crimes listening to Gucci Mane. It shows y'all that they was listening to this music and the music was inspiring them to do crime. They're showing y'all that. They're showing y'all the effect they had on that. Look at how many dudes was in the prisons, how many dudes out here in the community was severely affected when they felt like Gucci Mane talked to the police over this recent robbery situation he went over. And they all was saying, man, nigga, I grew up, nigga, sliding and riding to you, nigga. I grew up, nigga, committing crimes, nigga, listening to you, nigga. I thought that shit was real. Look at the impact it had. Look at the impact it had. I'm just keeping it 100. Look at the impact that had. Right? And I'm telling y'all this again. Right? And to the person who said they wasn't crying, there was a lot of people that was talking about this stuff. I don't know what you're talking about, ma'am, in the comment section. You can write all caps. You can say whatever you want to say. There were a lot of people that have been contesting a lot of this stuff that these people have been putting out. Drill music, all of this stuff. Right? That is absolute fact. So what you're saying is wrong. Right? This whole thing really blew up because you had a celebrity come out here and stand up and say, Young Miami, what are you doing? A female celebrity at that. A female celebrity in the music business. India Arie. And for Trick Daddy to come out here and talk about the woman like that, man, like, come on, man, bro. He ain't had to do that to the sister, bro. He ain't had to, because she didn't come like that. She didn't come like that. She didn't come like that. India Arie did not come like that. So why go after her like that? She ain't come like that.
Based on, you want to simply try to target a young black female that's doing something positive, that's in her bag right now. You talked about her bad when she put out certain singles. You talked about her over and over again with situations with who the nigga she was dealing with. Everything y'all get on this fucking internet. And
well, they talked about her bad, man, because you had people that's out here accusing her of being involved in criminal activity, sir. You literally have a man that's in court right now that's accusing Young Miami along with Diddy in criminal activity. This is the reason why people were criticizing Young Miami in that situation. Not because they just wanted to criticize her. It's because she's actively being accused by a person that is in litigation in court with Sean Diddy Combs right now at Lil Rod Rodney Jones.
act like y'all life is all peaches and cream. But I know you old bad breath smelling ass bitches. I know you bitches. I know you.
I don't think India Arie ever said her life was perfectly clean. I just said that she said that she didn't like the message that type of music that Miami is pushing right now was given to these young youth. Especially you seen people, bro, them two ladies who stole them bags and then went public with it, they would have probably never went public with it if Young Miami's song didn't come out. The fact that they went public with it, once again, I'm going to say it again. The fact that they went public with it got them locked up. It got the authorities on them, and now you're gone. Straight like that. But nobody's going to talk about that. I'm talking about from the higher ups. People that's in the industry. Only people that's on our level, on the YouTube level, that's doing videos like this, people that's in it, they'll talk about it, but not like that.
I know you're mad. I know you hoes is mad and you jealous. You look at that young fine girl on that stage rocking each clubs each and every night, these appearances, these hosts. She dropping her hottest single out there. Young Miami, you better not let these old ragla ass bitches deter nothing you trying to do. That's why I don't fuck you old bitches. That's why I would not fuck one of you old bitches, because the game done passed you by, bitch. You still stuck in the motherfucking 50s and the 60s. I don't want no old bitch with no gray hairs on her pussy. Let me explain something to you hoes. You hoes want to be celibate. You hoes, I'm celibate. I got my LLC and my credit score 800. Stick your 800 credit score up your ass, and your LLC ain't making no motherfucking money, bitch. You don't have a customer, a product to sell. All your shit is bullshit. Get you some money, however you do. Stop getting on here talking bad about your fellow black woman that's making money. Music ain't for everybody. If you don't like it, bitch, turn off your radio, close and cancel your subscription to all your social media sites. Get off of Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, because, bitch, as long as you on there, you going to hear it, raggedy bitch. These young hoes don't want to leave they man. They want to be happy. These young women of the day, these young bitches of the day do not want to be old and miserable like you for the rest of their life. They want to smoke a hookah, hit them a joint, take them a shot of Don Julio or Patron. They want to get flued out. They want to put that shit on and get fucked real good, you dumb, ignorant bitch. On behalf of Young Miami, kiss every bitch ass in Miami. If you think we give a fuck about how you feel, then go spin that shit, bitch. Tell them I said it, ho. Now, I'm going to post this live because the first time I ain't say everything I want to say.
All right, so to the lady who said in the comment section, and I'm glad you said this. I see you down there. To the lady, your name is Kim West, Kimm West, right? Now you said you was alive and that you didn't see none of these people criticizing. You didn't see any of these things, criticizing this, that, and the third. Ma'am, you're totally wrong, and I'm gonna prove it to you. And I don't think you know anything that you're talking about. All right. Young Jeezy used to get so much criticism for his music and his persona. They was going to the schools. Let me go ahead and show you this right here on the screen. Right. They was going to the schools wearing those snowman shirts. Right. Off of what he had put out there. Right. And that caused an entire, hold on. That caused an entire uproar, right? in the community. I don't know what you're talking about. That caused an entire uproar in the community at that time. He faced heavy criticism. You had many black parents, educators, and different people, right, that came out and criticized this, right? What are you talking about? There was a heavy backlash and pushback from black school administrators and parents, leading to wide school bans. What are you talking about? So when you sit up here and say, I don't remember this, what the hell are you talking about, man? You don't remember this. This was all out. Right? Jeezy even put out a mixtape called Can't Ban the Snowman because they was trying to ban him. What are you talking about? Talking about I was here. I don't remember all this. I do. That man faced hella backlash for not only the lyrics, but the merchandise. They used to have the snowman t-shirts, and the kids was going to school with the oversized snowman t-shirts. What is you talking about? And they banned them shits from school. Do your homework, man. It was all in the media. Do your homework. So Kimmy West, that's your name, right? Kimm West. Do your homework, ma'am. Before you come talking to me, because I know my history. Do your homework. I'm just gonna let you know right now. You don't want to come talk to me if you don't know your homework. So that had a whole effect. Matter of fact, Jeezy was so big, he had a whole effect in that era, bro. They used to wear, it was, bro, I'm gonna tell you how niggas used to dress up. They used to have the sunglasses on, the jeans on, and the long ass snowman shirt on, nigga. Straight up. And niggas was going to school bumping that shit every day. They banned them shits from school because of the imagery and what that was portraying to the minds of the youth. Period. So before you say that, you might want to look this stuff up, man. Talking about something, I don't remember. Yeah, no. I vividly remember. Niggas, everybody was wearing them oversized snowman t-shirts. So don't come in here lying and capping, talking about something. Well, they wasn't doing this. They was doing it. And niggas was trapping. Niggas was trying to come to school trapping off of what they was listening to with him. This the same shit I told you about Gucci Mane. When Gucci Mane recently, they said that he talked to the police about the robbery situation. You got all these niggas. You had videos from niggas that's in prison that was like, nigga, I was sliding, nigga. I was committing crimes listening to your music, nigga. You done, nigga. You a snitch, nigga. I can't believe you snitched. You had niggas that's doing time said that they was doing time based off of them acting and off living off of what Gucci was rapping. What is you talking about? Look it up. So when you say these things, make sure you educate yourself before you come say these things. Because I can show you multiple instances of what I'm talking about. Multiple instances. They recently even tried to ban I think it was either high school principal. They tried to ban him from school for letting Boosie go talk to the students. Because of what Boosie's music and his lyrics represent. And Boosie had to come out and beg them, please do not ban this principal. I wasn't saying nothing bad. I was giving a positive message to the kids. What is you talking about? You keep talking about, she ain't got to go to no school talking about stealing. You're not listening to what we saying to you. You moving the goalposts. So I'm not even going to do that with you. I'm saying what they were saying. I'm telling you, this is what they were saying at that time. So when you say they wasn't saying it, that's a lie. They were saying it. Right? I'm just being honest with you. I don't think that chicks like Young Miami, Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, I don't think they bring nothing to the game. I really don't. What do you learn except for ratchet shit listening to them chicks? Like, think about what I just said. What do you learn outside of ratchet behavior by listening to them chicks? Ratchet, degenerative behavior. What else do you learn from them? I haven't learned anything else from them. Right? But when you used to listen to Mariah and these other artists, you'll learn things about love and relationship and all these other things they had in their music. Right? Versus that stuff they putting out now, this ABC shit, man, it ain't got nothing to, bro. Literally. Same thing I told y'all about, what's the girl's name? Ice Spice. What do they bring to the music? All they doing is shaking ass. That's it. I'm out here in front of the deli. I'm shaking my ass like jelly. What is that? Like, what do that do? What do that bring to the game? Make it make sense. I'm shaking my ass like jelly. I'm shaking my ass like Ellie. I'm out here in front of the deli. I can make a song because I'm Ellie. What? Huh? Like, share, subscribe, man. See, and when I be cooking them, then they get mad when I come in here and stir fry and tell you these different things. Like I said before, right? Come on, man. Let's keep it real, bro. When you grew up listening to Blackstreet and all these people were saying stuff in their songs, right? Real talk. Songs meant something. It had more meaning to them, right? These songs they putting out now, I'm just be honest with y'all, man. Like, dog. You dig? Yeah, man. Put 3 words together and they got a hit video because all they doing is shaking ass. I'm sitting in front of the deli. I'm shaking my ass like jelly. My ass is shaped like jelly. Right here in front of this deli. And I want to get some belly while I'm watching a movie called Belly. What? And that shit going viral. Viral. Like, share, subscribe, man. Hey, we always appreciate the support, and if you guys want to do so, you can use the Cash App or PayPal links. They'll be in the description box below this video or pinned at the top of the comments. The top donators will be announced every month. All right, you guys, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all cop the merch, and make sure